Hi dear learners, welcome to Chemist Oxford. Today you are going to learn English at Chemist Oxford. Chemist Oxford is an English language institute founded by former assistant professor Dr. Kopan Barua, Khaza Universal University and Newcastle University College, Chagaon. You know, learning English language has become a dream for many people all over the world. People are trying hard and soul to learn the language. They are wasting a lot of time and a lot of money, but ultimately they see that although they learn language, but their learning is not fruitful, because when they want to correspond using the language they learn, they actually fail to communicate with confidence. That is why, from that point of view, to make the language learning very easy, lucid and flexible, I have created some tips for those who really want to learn English language without facing any difficulty. And I want learning a language will not be only a dream, and I want them to materialize their dream come true. Okay, before starting, I want to share with you some ideas about learning a language. You know, some people all over the world think that for learning English language, grammar is not important, but some other don't think so. I also share my opinion both the sides, but I think that if you really want to learn English very easily, lucidly and with confidence, you need to know some fundamental things of grammar rules, because those fundamental grammar rules will really show you the right path, how you should go ahead, will make you clear the process of advancing gradually. From that point of view, I have designed a few patterns, and this pattern is one of them. Okay, before starting this pattern, just I want you to notice the tips I have designed here. First of all, tip 1, you see, a list of auxiliary verbs. Actually, auxiliary verbs are collected from tense. You know, tense is called the heart of the English language. Okay, tense is of three kinds mainly. They are present tense, past tense and future tense. And each tense has 4 aspects. So aspects are simple, continuous, perfect and perfect continuous. So if each tense has 4, as there are 3, so total there will be 12 aspects. And in 12 aspects there are 12 kinds of auxiliary verbs. And I have enlisted in this table all the auxiliaries, and I am just going to familiarize you all the auxiliaries. In present simple, do, does. In past simple, did, and in future simple, shall and will. And in the same way, in present continuous tense, am, is, are, first continuous was there, and future continuous shall be, will be. And in present perfect tense, have, has, first perfect had, and in the future perfect shall have and will have. Finally, in the last line is first perfect continuous tense, and these auxiliaries are have been, has been, and first perfect had been, and future perfect continuous tense shall have been and will have been. This is the list. Okay, so this list is most important for framing sentences, applying the correct tenses for learning English very easily and lucidly. Knowing all the auxiliaries properly is most important. Okay, now tip 2. In the tip 2, I have enlisted subjective pronouns 8. There are 8 subjective pronouns: I, we, you, he, she, and he. Why you are 2? First you is the singular and the second is the plural. Okay. And I have placed them in 3 total 6 boxes. Above 3 are the singular and the below 3 are the plural. And first line first person, second line second person, and the third line third person. Okay. Why those are important? You know, to differentiate them, to identify first person, second and third person, just I may ask you a question. What's your father's name? You may answer, my father's name is Javed Ahmed. Okay. So now, how many people are speaking here? 2. I and you. So who is the first person? Who is speaking first? That means I am speaking first, and I is the first person. And as I am speaking with you, you use the second person. And as I am speaking with you about someone, and someone means your father is the third person. So as your father is a giant, we should use he, or directly your father. If it is a lady, we should choose the she, the word she. Or if it is a thing, it is then we can choose it. And if it is directly the name of people, Ria. Ria is the name of a girl. So in the same way, for plural, we are speaking with you. You means more than you about others. So others are the third person. Okay. So why this list is important? The tip 3 is important for indicating third person singular. So he, she, it, and Ria are third person singular. And tip 3. In the tip 3, a list of principal verbs. I have enlisted a few principal verbs here, and in the heading there are 4 lines, you see. So for each principal verb, there are 4 forms, and the 4 forms are present simple, past participle, and present participle. Okay, so any grammar book in our country, if you turn the pages, you will see this list, but the list is incomplete. Why incomplete? Because I think so they mention only present, past, and past participle. So if they mention present, if I mention this line the present, actually in present tense there are 4: simple, continuous, perfect, continuous. That means indicating present, who is one among 4? Which one you are indicating? That's why I think in this book actually these are incomplete. So this is the complete list. That means present simple means only present simple. Past simple means only this line will be used only for past simple. And there are past present and present participle. Okay, I am reading the verbs out loud. Here you see: drink, drank, drunk, drinking; play, played, played, playing; buy, bought, bought, buying; speak, spoke, spoken, speaking; sell, sold, sold, selling; learn, learned, learned, learning; fly, flew, flown, flying; cook, cooked, cooked, cooking. There are only 8 verbs. Don't you think that learning only 8 verbs is enough. No, I am not actually thinking so. I think that you need to learn more few verbs. Maybe 500 or 700. If you can learn more, it will be better. Okay, that how you can collect all the verbs? Yes, in our later classes or from our address, Facebook, kbsoxford.com, or you can contact us with this number to collect rest of the verbs. Okay, now I think you have got tip 1, tip 2, tip 3, and finally tip 4. Tip 4 actually indicates the whole pattern. Okay, in this pattern you see, I have collected the first line of the auxiliary verbs. Present simple, first simple, and future simple. This is the present simple, this line is the first simple, and this is the future simple. And don't you think that this pattern has been designed to teach you tense? Not, I am not going to teach you only tense. I am just going to teach you the requirement of learning English. For the beginners or those who have tried hard but failed to learn, for those, or some people know some English but they are not confident, and for those I have designed this pattern. So here you see in the heading of the 4 lines, affirmative sentence, negative sentence, integrative sentence, and negative integrative sentences. Okay, how you can use this pattern for your improvement of English language? Just notice carefully. In the first box of present simple, I have enlisted all the subjective pronouns. I, we, you, they, he, she, it, and Ria. Ria is the name of girl. In the second line, in the first simple box, I again enlisted them, and in the third line, for future simple, I have done the same as the above. Okay. Here, after the subject usually comes the verb for making any sentence. So, which form of verb should I use? Yes. Here you see this is present simple, and the first line, first verb is ding, and it is in the line of present simple. This line used for making present simple. So I have chosen first one. I ding T. T is here extension. So subject, verb, and extension. Extension means rest of the sentences. Whatever rest. So it may be one word or more than one word. Okay. So I have chosen one for keeping my sentence short to make you understand better. Okay. Now here you see, I drink tea. I don't drink tea. You must notice Bengali sentence also. Do I drink tea? Don't I drink tea? So do comes from list of auxiliaries. Do and does for this present simple. Did for this first simple, and shall and will for future simple. In the second line, I have used auxiliary do and not. Because don't is the shortened form of do not. So I don't drink tea, do I drink tea, don't I drink tea. Then I should not start with E. Because as I started with the first line, I need to finish the first line of the first simple and first line of the future simple. So I drink tea should be changed to I drank tea. Why drink should be changed to drank? Because drank is the first form. Here you see check. Drink, drank. As we are doing first simple. I drank tea, I didn't drink tea, did I drink tea, didn't I drink tea. In the same way, I drink tea. I won't drink tea. Will I drink tea? Won't I drink tea? Okay. So you may ask me, I means what does I indicate? I here, I one word and will another word. When two words are shortened to make one, then we need to use apostrophe. So I means either I shall or I will. Traditionally, we are in the habit of using shall after the first person I and will. But in the modern days, we are in the habit of using modern English. In the modern English, it is possible to use will after all the subjects. So it depends on you. You may use shall after past person and will for rest of them, or you can use will for all the subjects. Okay. Another one thing. Here you see, I drank tea. This is past person because we have checked here. But in the second line in the negative, it is drink. Why not drank? As we used auxiliaries of past simple did, here did actually indication is past, so we don't need to use past tense once again here. It should be in the present simple form. In the same way as we use did here, the main verb will be in the present simple form. Okay, this is all. So first line over. Now the second line. We play chess. Play is the second one. We play chess. We don't play chess. Do we play chess? Don't we play chess? In the first simple, we played. Played here you see play has become played. We played chess. We didn't play chess. Did we play chess? Didn't we play chess? In future simple, we will play chess. We won't play chess. Will we play chess? Won't we play chess? Second over. Now I am in third. Subject is, the third subject is you. You buy salt. Buy is the third one here. You don't buy salt. Do you buy salt? Don't you buy salt? You bought. Buy becomes bought here. You bought salt. You didn't buy salt. Did you buy salt? Didn't you buy salt? You will buy salt. You won't buy salt. Will you buy salt? Won't you buy salt? Now in the fourth one. That speak. Speak is the fourth one. They speak English. They don't speak English. Do they speak English? Don't they speak English? That spoke. Speak becomes spoke in the first simple. They spoke. They didn't speak. As we use did, so spoke has become speak once again. Did they speak? Didn't they speak? They'll speak. They'll speak. They means they will. I told you earlier. That won't speak. Will they speak? Won't they speak? Now I am in the fifth one. In the fifth one, just notice carefully, there is a little bit change. He sells. Actually, in the fifth, sell. Sell becomes sells. That means I have added s. Why? According to the rules, in case of present simple, if the subject is in third person singular, that means any one of the four, he, she, it, real, third person singular, usually we need to add s or es with the simple form of verb. And I have done so. So he sells food, he doesn't sell. So I have added s here, but I haven't added any s here. Why? Because in the auxiliaries there is es. That is why in present simple there are two auxiliaries. One is do, another one is does. So actually adding es we do, does has been made for third person singular. So when in the negative or interrogative or negative, if you use does, we don't need to use any s or es with the main verb. Okay. So he sells food. He doesn't sell food. Does he sell food? Doesn't he sell food? He sold food. He didn't sell food. Did he sell food? Didn't he sell food? In the future, he'll. He'll means he will. He'll sell food. He won't sell food. Will he sell food? Won't he sell food? Now I am in the sixth. In the sixth line, the subject is she. She learned. That means I have chosen learn here, and I have added s because of third person singular. She learns Arabic. Here he doesn't learn. Why no s? Because there is does. Does she learn Arabic? Doesn't she learn Arabic? In first simple, she learned. She learned. She learned Arabic. She didn't learn Arabic. Did. As we use did, so learned should be learned. So she didn't learn Arabic. Did she learn Arabic? Didn't she learn Arabic? In future, she'll learn Arabic. She won't learn Arabic. Will she learn Arabic? Won't she learn Arabic? Now I am in the 7. In 7, it subject is it. And as it is third person singular, so I have chosen here fly. According to the rules, if your verb ends in y preceded by any consonant, y usually changes to I, then es. And I have done so here. So it flies in the sky. It doesn't fly. As we use does, it should be fly. Does it fly? Doesn't it fly? It flew. Why flew? Fly become flew here according to Rose for first simple. It didn't fly. Did it fly? Didn't it fly? It will fly. It won't fly. Will it fly? Won't it fly? Now I am the last one. Ria is the name of a girl. Ria cooks fish. Ria doesn't cook fish. Does Ria cook fish? Doesn't Ria cook fish? Ria cooked fish. Ria didn't cook fish. Did Ria cook fish? Didn't Ria cook fish? Last line for fish is simple. Ria will cook fish. Ria won't cook fish. Will Ria cook fish? Won't Ria cook fish? So I have just finished all the sentences. How many sentences I have done and read out? In the first line 8, first box, in the second line 8, in the third line 8, in the fourth line. So 4, 8, 32. In the same way, for first simple, I have another 32. In the same way, in the last line for future symbol, I have made another 32. So total, there have been 32 into 3, 96 sentences. So your homework will be making 96 sentences like this by following my instructions and read them out loud several times to be fluent in speaking. Okay, so yes, it is unbelievable what I am saying. It is unbelievable because you tried hard and soul earlier several times, but still you are not finding any right solution. That it has been proved that you are wrong, not only one time, several times. That's why it is unbelievable to those who actually didn't follow the right way of learning English. That's why I am advising you, please follow this method, then you will really see a big change in you. Okay, so I am not going to waste your time further, just I am repeating one thing here. After finishing, you need to check back. Okay, while writing, just don't forget to write Bengali after each sentence. You finished all. Then you should start. You are starting writing Bengali. No, this is not good. While writing one sentence, you need to finish the Bengali. Another, finish the Bengali. Another, finish the Bengali. In the same way, while writing, you need to write all the Bengali sentences beside all the English sentences, because you are the learning. Think that you learn several times, you learn later, you have a lot of time, but you fail. So this time you mustn't fail. I guarantee. Okay. So tip 1, tip 2, tip 3. Okay. Before starting to write, take the copy. In your copy, your first duty is to jot down. Jot down means writing deeply. Tip 1 separately, tip 2 and tip 3. Then taking out or copying all the 3 tips in your copy 1 pages, turn it and start. Tip 4 in separate pages, draw this pattern like this and write all the subjects here. Then start. Choose one from your copy, then do. With one, all the 4. For first symbol, all the 4, and for future symbol, all the 4. By the way, one after another, finish all. Gradually, you will really see a big change in you. So this is all about today's lecture, and I think you have enjoyed the class well. That's all. Okay. Before closing, I just remind you, if you want to contact with us, there is a mobile number 01720 323 752, and we are available at Facebook. You can see, just log in Cabis Oxford, or you can log in by writing in your address, Facebook address, Professor Dr. Konguru. You can see available, and you can collect all the materials, rest of the materials. Okay, that's all. See you. Bye for today.